Welcome to Focus on Parsippany. Focus on a place friendly to the business community, but yet nestled in a tranquil green woodlands of Morris County. A series centered around economic and community development, featuring business and tourism while focusing on job creation, business celebrations, and the marketplace. Focus on where our friends can conduct business, live, and play. Focus on Parsippany.
Hello, and welcome to another segment on Focus on Parsippany. My name is Robert Peluso. I'm the president of the Parsippany Area Chamber of Commerce and former vice president of the Parsippany Troy Hills Council. Today, we have another segment on Focus on Parsippany with Frank Cahill, and we'd like to welcome Allison Kogan.
Hello.
Hello, Allison. How are you today?
Good.
Well, Allison is a certified public accountant with MRA Advisory Group here in Parsippany. MRA is a registered investment advisory firm that specializes in simplifying their clients' financial lives. For businesses, that means helping business owners with planning related to taxes, insurance, employee benefits, and retirement plans. Allison has been a CPA in public practice for over 20 years. She is a member of the New Jersey Society of CPAs and the American Institute for Certified Public Accountants. She volunteers as the treasurer for the Parsippany Soccer Club and the Central Middle School PTSA, and is also vice president of the Parsippany Troy Hills Board of Education. Allison also serves as a member ambassador for the Parsippany Area Chamber of Commerce, and she lives in Parsippany with her husband and 5 children. Today, Allison, we have some special questions for you today. We want to talk about our business community and how an accountant helps our businesses. Why would a new business owner need a CPA or an accountant and a financial advisor?
There's several reasons why a new business owner would want an accountant. There's quite a few obligations that businesses are required to meet, whether they be financial or reporting requirements based on taxes. And a lot of business owners get into, open their business to work on what they like doing, whether it's owning real estate or selling to customers, and they don't necessarily focus on the behind the scenes administration and the state and federal obligations that they have.
How would a business owner know what type of taxes are due and when?
It really depends on what type of business they're in. So they would have to understand, where their services, if they're local to Parsippany or if they're selling online out of state, there's different taxes. If you have employees, you also have payroll taxes. So there's a lot that goes in, and the business owner is required to know that information, which is why they sometimes find it helpful to have a paid professional help them with all of those.
That's important to know. But sometimes a business has a record-keeping system. Can you tell me a little bit about how you help them set up a record-keeping system?
Right. Keeping track of the income and expenses is very important for every business, and the government does not care how you keep track of those expenses. It's really up to the business owner or their bookkeeper, whoever they choose to do that. If they're comfortable using computers, there are software programs like QuickBooks and Xero that they can do that on. They can also set up an Excel spreadsheet to track their expenses. I have even people who just put all their expenses in a shoebox. At the end of the business year, the important thing is you need to know where your business stands, and you need to be able to prepare the information necessary for a tax return.
Thank you.
Once a business is set up, how does a business owner choose the right accountant?
That's a good question. There really is a good way to know is to figure out what the business owner really expects out of their accountant. Some accountants will help prepare their books every month and do bank reconciliations. Some accountants will help prepare their sales tax returns. Some accountants just come in at the end of the year and prepare a tax return. So the business owner needs to know what he's comfortable doing, what he can hire somebody else to do, or what he really needs a professional to do for him. So you want to be comfortable with your accountant because you're going to be asking a lot of questions, and pretty sensitive information is going to go back and forth. So you really want to be comfortable with whoever you choose, and you want to know that they understand your industry. So you're going to want to interview quite a few accountants and look up their history, ask them who they've worked with and how they work with somebody. Do they really only want to meet with them once a year, or is this someone who's going to be in your office with you once a week or so?
Well, I appreciate that, Allison, because there's a lot of obligations that businesses are complying to, whether it's taxes or whether it's filings, and it's important to have somebody that actually knows how to file these and what type of filings to complete. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Right. There's usually 3 different types of income or tax filings. There's income tax filing, there's sales tax filing, and there's payroll tax filing.
Okay.
And if you have employees, you're going to have payroll tax filings. And depending on how many employees and how much you pay them will depend on how often you have to file and how often you have to pay.
In the last episode of Focus on Parsippany, we discussed how to choose an entity type for your business. What are the tax consequences of each of those types of entities?
Right. For taxation purposes, there's really only two types of entities. There's a corporation, which is its own entity. It stands alone from the government, and it pays all its own taxes. The business pays its own taxes, income taxes, sales taxes, and payroll taxes. The other type is a pass-through entity. And that means that all of the income that the business makes passes through to the owner,
Right.
and the owner pays taxes on their personal tax return. And examples of pass-through entities would be S corporations, partnerships, and and sole proprietors. LLCs, while they're a legal entity, for taxation purposes, they have to choose whether they're going to be a corporation or a pass-through entity.
Thank you. You know, for our audience, we talked a little bit about your firm. Can you tell us exactly what you do?
MRA Advisory Group looks at the whole financial picture of our clients, and based on what their needs are is what we help them with. So we try to look at the whole picture and make sure that they don't have any financial blind spots, and that they're covering all their risks, and that their finances are going to help them with whatever goals they have, whether it's growing the business or expanding into new territories or just planning for a vacation.
Well, I think looking at the whole picture is very important. There's all aspects, and that's part of Focus on Parsippany. We talk about the business community and how we help a business with certain aspects of starting their business and growing their business. Can you tell us how long that takes, basically, an initial sit-down with a new business?
We usually spend an hour with the business owner. We ask them to put some information together on their history and what they're looking for. And then we just talk about what their goals are, what they might want to accomplish, if they have a retirement plan set up, how they plan on using that retirement, and what really they expect to get out of their business.
Can you describe your typical business client?
Our typical business client is an owner with up to $5 million in revenue. Most of them have several employees. They're running their own business, and they really just want help making sure that the business is working for them as opposed to them just working for the business.
Well, that sounds exciting because you must have a lot of success stories. Can you tell us about one success story in which you met with a business and the outcome of that meeting?
Sure, yes. We have one contractor who's very close to retirement age but is not retired yet because he likes to work and he enjoys what he does, so he's going to continue to work. But between the financial advisor and I doing tax planning and financial planning, he knows that he is ready for retirement and he has all the resources that he needs to retire. But at this point, he's just working because he wants to work and enjoys what he does.
I see.
When should a business owner contact a financial advisor?
Business owners really should contact a financial advisor or a tax planner anytime that there's a change in their situation, whether they're buying a new house or opening a new store, whether they want to lease a car, or something changes, before their child goes to college. When any of the major life events happen, either in their business or in their personal life, is when they want to make sure they contact them.
So it's important to have a meeting when there's a major life change. But sometimes businesses make mistakes. It's that long road of growing a business and starting it. Can you tell us about some typical mistakes that you see for new business owners?
Sure. The most common mistake I see for new business owners is just waiting to plan. They think, they're so busy starting their business and everything's so exciting, and it's fun to start your own business, and you figure, you'll just wait to plan the financial aspect of it until you get a little farther set and you know what you're doing and everything's under control. But there's very many ways to save time and money by planning ahead. And usually people, once they're finished their tax year, they'll come in to someone to prepare their taxes, and at that point the planning opportunities may not be as available as they want to. For example, a retirement plan usually has to be opened in the calendar year.
Right.
So after the calendar year, while you could still put money into a retirement plan, it would be for that year, and you've missed the opportunity for the past year.
Well, Allison, thank you for sharing. I learned a lot of great information today, and I hope our business owners, whether you're a new business or existing business, can actually utilize this information. Whether you're strategic planning or having an initial meeting, these are all important items that you mentioned today. How does somebody reach you?
Sure. MRA Advisory has a website. It's mraadvisory.com, and my specific phone number is 973-265-1182.
Great. Well, thank you for joining us today, Allison. We appreciate your time, and we wish all of our new businesses and existing businesses good luck with their financial future.
Thank you.
Thank you, Allison.
Thank you.
One of the things about the Parsippany Area Chamber of Commerce, and you're an ambassador for the Parsippany Area Chamber of Commerce, is when you're a new business coming to the community or celebrating an anniversary. We like to introduce our business to the Parsippany area, and we help them in a number of ways. We meet new leaders and fellow business associations, but we have ribbon cuttings, we have grand opening celebrations, and I know you've been to quite a few. We basically bring our ribbon, our scissors with us. We invite elected officials, and we photograph that and try and promote the new business or existing business anniversary. So if you're opening a new business, changing ownership or under new management, changing a location, or remodeling or expanding your business, celebrate your success with the Parsippany Area Chamber of Commerce, because we will all be there and welcome you to our community.
So we have some exciting news at the Parsippany Area Chamber of Commerce. Recently, we welcomed the members of the Tri-Town Chamber to our organization. The Tri-Town Chamber of Commerce previously served Boonton Township, and Mountain Lakes. The members are now part of a group under the Parsippany Area Chamber of Commerce and is organized as the Tri-Town Committee. That brings a total of 160 members belonging to the Parsippany Area Chamber of Commerce, which we're very proud of. If you have a small business in Parsippany and would like to get involved in your community, contact the Parsippany Area Chamber of Commerce at 973-402-6400 or visit our website at parsippanychamber.org. And Robert, there's been some exciting news happening in Parsippany this week. RD Realty announced they signed a lease with MedFirst Primary Urgent Care to open at the Waterview Marketplace, which is currently under construction. They'll be open during the third quarter of 2019. MedFirst will be joining DSW, Whole Foods Market, Ultra Beauty, Orange Theory Fitness, HomeSense, Shake Shack, and Be Good, and the Paper Store. Upon completion of Waterview Marketplace, the complex will have 150,000 square feet of retail shopping area, and it's located on Route 46 at Waterview Boulevard.
Well, Frank, that's great. Also, there's some exciting information about the Clean Air Group. The U.S. corporate headquarters is actually located at 6 Campus Drive, just added an additional 8,618 square feet to its current 10,000 square feet, totaling 18,618 square feet in total. The Clean Air Group is actually helping to meet their emission challenges, and they chose Parsippany as their expansion site.
And the Coonan Learning Center is opening up a 2,300 square foot learning center at 3219 Route 46 on the first floor inside the Parsippany Commons. Their hours will be from 3:30 to 7 p.m.
That's great to know. If you'd like to be a guest speaker on Focus on Parsippany, please contact the Parsippany Area Chamber of Commerce, Frank Cahill, at 973-402-6400. Recently, the Parsippany Area Chamber of Commerce welcomed the members of the Tri-Town Chamber of Commerce, their organization, as Frank had mentioned. As our chamber continues to grow and wishing our businesses, our residents, and our nonprofit groups continuing success, please consider the Parsippany Area Chamber of Commerce as part of your family.
On our next segment of Focus on Parsippany, we'll be interviewing Vera Borum from the Parsippany Troy Hills Public Library, and she will discuss all the business opportunities that the library has to offer our local business communities.
Well, thank you, Frank. The library is an important part of our community with a number of locations. Please visit the library for all your various needs, whether it's for the business community, for the children and your families. There's a lot of exciting programs they offer. Thank you again for joining us on Focus on Parsippany. Again, my name is Robert Peluso, President of the Parsippany Area Chamber of Commerce, and have a great day.